All right, there we go. We're live, live, live. Hey guys. Ooh, I was about to say happy Friday. It's not Friday. I moved these good old branch hats from Friday to Wednesday. So happy Wednesday, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I see we got some folks coming in. I'm in here live on Instagram. We're live on Facebook and LinkedIn and YouTube. So we're live all the places. Listen, if you are a woman in business, I want you to pull up a chair because this branch chat is for you. And if you're a fella, listen, we love the fellas too. My name is Tiffany Bethia. I am a brand strategist, digital brand strategist, podcaster, author, speaker who has dedicated her life to helping women of faith build a life and business that they love. So, I want to talk today. I think I shared last week that I wanted to, kick off this weekly brand conversation with you guys. And I want to talk today about the number one answer to inconsistent sales. The number one answer to inconsistent sales. Now, if you're on Instagram, I changed the title. So this is the title. Okay. So we're talking about the number one answer to inconsistent sales. Now, here's who this conversation is for. If you are a coach, if you're a consultant, if you're a small business owner, if you're a service provider, or if you're even thinking about, I think that the pandemic has gotten a lot of people into a space of, man, I need some multiple streams. So even if you have a full-time job, but you want to have that side hustle, this conversation is for you, right? So for the past 16 17 years, I've been a digital marketing strategist, and I've been working with people around helping them get their course, their book, their whatever, right, their coaching program, their consulting business in front of more people. And I would say that the number one thing that most people come to me with, or the number one challenge or pain point that people are experiencing, is I've created this thing. And if you can relate to this, I want you to drop it in the chat if I'm about to describe you, right? Hey, listen, I've written this book and I launched it. Hey, I created this course, I created this program, and now I'm not able to consistently sell it. Let me start by talking to the authors. I can't tell you how many authors over the years I have connected with and worked with who have written incredible books. And then 3 months to 6 months later, they have a stack of books sitting in the closet somewhere to be dusted off, right? And they've invested all of this money in, creating this book, publishing this book, having this incredible launch event. And now when we circle back in 3 to 6 months and go, hey, what's going on? How are the book sales going? They're not going, right? How many of you can relate to that? Okay, drop it in the chat. And then I talk to course creators, right? There's so many places where the focus is helping you learn how to create a course. So many places that can tell you, hey, guess what? We're going to help you create this course. But some of you have actually created a course and found out selling the course is a whole nother challenge, right? And so, or maybe you're a service provider, maybe you are, an accountant or a lawyer, or you have some type of public service or professional service that you offer, and you've gotten some customers. You get referrals here and there. Word of mouth is probably one of your biggest ways of getting clients, but you're discovering that this is not as consistent as I really would like it to be. And I need to figure out how to get out of the space of inconsistent sales and to really actually, let me say it this way too. What I noticed that is really how people say it and describe it is that, you know what? I've been putting a lot of money into this business. I'm paying for this website. I done bought this course. I've done all of these things. I'm putting money in, and I'm not seeing the money come back with the level of consistency that I would like. And that's the person that I really want to talk to today, because especially when it comes to women in business. And I'm going to share, something with you that I'm offering a little bit later, because I really wanted to create a solution to what I see happening, especially for women in business. Women in business have on average about 50% less of the income of our counterparts when it comes to sales and income. And here's the thing. I know that you started your business to transform lives. I know that for many of you who are watching this tend to be believers in business. You answer the call, you believe that God has put something inside of you, but if you're honest, you're like, no, I still need to make money. Like it's not a nonprofit. Even nonprofits actually have to raise money. But for those of you who are like, no, this is not a nonprofit, this is a for profit, and I actually need to make money. I really want to talk about what is the number one answer that's going to help you get consistent sales. All right. Now, this is going to seem, this is going to seem like so revolutionary, like, woo. Okay. But are you ready for it? Drum roll, please. Build an audience. Now, let me talk about the details of that because some of you are like, girl, please, I heard this before. But let me talk about the mechanics of it and why, even though you've heard this before, you're not seeing the benefit maybe necessarily in your business, right? So, there are two things that I'm going to talk about specifically when I talk about building an audience, which is going to be the answer to your inconsistent sales, right? Um, Here's what I need you to know. People do business with people that they know, like, and trust. I think you've heard that before, but I'm still going to say it again. People do business with people they know, like, and trust. For a lot of you guys, what I've seen over the last 16, 17 years as a consultant is that you got the like and trust part down. You are missing the know part. You are forgetting that if you would like to get paid in your business every day, then every day you need to have some type of marketing, some piece of your marketing engine that's moving, that's introducing you to people who didn't know you existed. And it has to happen every single day, right? So the inconsistent sales is often the fruit of inconsistent marketing. You show up sometimes, you post sometimes, you email hardly ever if you have an email list. And then you're like, man, I can't figure out what's going on. One of the ways that I specifically coach and work with people is around building their marketing engine. I call it a CAR, their client attraction route, because word of mouth tends to be the number one way that most clients are getting most of my clients are getting their clients, right? So word of mouth, they're like, oh, well, people give me referrals and they send people to me. But here's what I want you to know. Word of mouth, while it does come with a high level of trust, it is totally unpredictable and not something you can control. You have to kind of like cross your fingers and hope and pray that somebody's going to send you a referral. And that's why your sales look like they do. But if you were able to build out a true marketing engine, then you would have full control over, here's my goal. Maybe you want to make 10,000 a month. You go, okay, you know what? Here's my goal, and here's exactly what I need to be doing every day to make that goal happen. Most people that I talk to don't have that level of detail and planning, right? And so this is why I wanted to start with know, like, and trust. We know that your audience has to like and trust you, but they have to know you exist first. How often, and I want you to think about the marketing you are doing right now. Now, you don't got to put this in the comments. This can be for you, okay? But how many days are you spending? How many days can you say there's something in your marketing activity that's out there moving, that's introducing you to people who do not know you? If it's not every day, that's the seed you're putting into your business. And the fruit that you're reaping is the inconsistency. Okay. So let's talk about the two specific ways that I want you to build an audience. All right. Now, I'm gonna lose some people right here. I shouldn't say that. I want y'all to hang with me, okay? Here's the very first thing. And I mean, this is so important. Like, I'm really, I want y'all to get this, okay? Is to grow your email list. It's 2023, and I think that there are still people who are questioning or are not sure. Do you need to have an email list? What is an email list? Is it really valid? And I think that you see a lot of us talking about social media sales. I know for me, social media is one of my top, I would say it probably is the top now, right? Social media is the top way that I bring in clients, right? It used to be speaking, but it hasn't been that way in a while. I don't do as much speaking now. I'm working on that. I think I'll get back to doing some of it. But for me, it really has been social media, both paid and organic. But here's the missing step that sometimes the gurus and people don't tell you about social media. Social media brings in the about gotta be 90 to almost 100% of my business income, but it's coming from the email list, people. So it's like, I want you to think of it like online dating. You might exchange numbers online, but prayerfully, because it's 2023, you can't assume you're not doing all of your dating online. You actually meet and you go, you may even have conversations virtually, but then you go in person, you meet in person. You only met online, but you move the conversation to in person. Here's what I want you to know. If you listen, I'm just saying, if you are using social media as a way to generate sales, what I need you to know is that you are meeting them on social media, but you are not doing all of your dating and courting and nurturing on social media. Will some of it happen there? Absolutely. That's a whole nother live stream where I'll talk about what the nurture process looks like. But I need you to understand that, and as you are building your social media, and watch me as I do this, right? All roads lead to your email list. There is nothing that I do unless it's just a connection post. I'm just sharing, I'm just having fun, building the personal. But on the business side, if there's any business post that I share, whether it's paid or organic, it is always building back to my email list. And I can track and tell you that the majority of sales are coming from that place. The people who opt in and say, yeah, I'm really interested in that, and let me actually join your community. And this is the step that many of you are missing, because you're showing up. Some of you are actually showing up consistently on social media, but you're not moving them into the platform that you own, which is your email list, where you can really go deeper with them and nurture them and actually track and see, okay, here's the other reason this is important. For many of you, when we look to create launches, and you have a new course, I'm working on like a couple of launches right now with some clients, right? I need to be able to go to your email list to really calculate and say, here's what we can realistically expect. So for a lot of you, you're taking a stab in the dark and completely guessing when it comes to how many of these books can I sell? How many people do I think I can get in this program? It's really like big guesswork versus being able to look at the size of your audiences and say, here's what I know we can actually do. So if you do not have an email list, that is going to be step number one. Now, what do I recommend? Well, that's a loaded question, but here's a simple answer. If you're brand new, just getting started, not making any income in your business, I recommend MailChimp. You can get started on the free version, and let me put that put that on here on me. Those of you on Instagram, my apologies because you can't see my lower thirds. But those of you over here on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube, you can actually see the lower third. MailChimp is actually a really great platform for those of you who are just getting started. You're like, I don't have money to invest, baby. I'm at the beginning. I need to start this email list for free. It will allow you to do that. They have really grown the platform over the years. There used to be a time, and this was years ago, so I'm really telling you how long I've been in this industry, where you couldn't do like automations and certain things on the free plan, but now you can. And so I've worked with clients who have had MailChimp and been able to set up complete automations. And so that is a place you can get started. I actually know some people who are making like six figures and still using MailChimp. So you really can get far there. Now, is that what I personally use? No, that is not what I personally use. I am a little bit further in the journey, and I personally use something called Kartra. Now, Kartra is at what we call a CRM, a customer relationship management, right? So there's a lot of things in Kartra, and which is the reason that I bought it because it's all in one. I've got my landing pages there. You can create memberships, courses, products, my scheduling and calendar, forms, surveys, all the things, videos, right? So I don't even need Vimeo to a degree. Like everything is there. And so, and text message marketing, right? So that's why I personally use Kartra. Here's what I want you to know though. Do not get lost in the what platform should I use conversation. Because, and I'll talk about this in another live stream. You want to solve the problem you have first. If you don't even have an audience, if you don't even have at least minimum 500 to 1,000 people on your email list, it doesn't even matter. Let's get that first. Talk to me about platform when you've got a few thousand people on your email list and now it matters in a different way. But if you're like, oh, I've got like 50 people on my list, it doesn't matter. Pick one and get started. Okay. So let's come off of the platforms. But here's what I want you to know. I'm leaning in here because especially for those of you who have teams or may have, people who are working with you in your business, one person has to be almost obsessed just with growing the email list. And I want you to think of growing I want you to put the type of value on it. Like, because what if I told you that your email list was your money? I told a client that the other day. I said, she was looking at her income and working on some things and trying to figure out what she was going to do next. And I looked at her email list. She's been nurturing them. I said, this is an ATM right here. Send out an email. And she did, and she immediately booked sales. So your email list becomes, when you do the right things, right? Your email list becomes an ATM in your business. It becomes a place that you can always go to and pull out what you need to. But if you don't have one, then we have to address that problem first. So that's going to be step number one. Get an email list. Now, I'll talk to you about how to build that in another video, but I would love to know what questions you have. Drop them in the comments, send me a DM, because those of you who are like, to be honest, no, I don't have an email list, or I got a little bit of a list, but I haven't really made it a priority in my business. I want to hear from you. I want to know what questions you have, right? So we're going to talk about that. Here is the second thing, right? And that is establishing yourself as an authority. So, for those of you who are hopping on, we're talking about the number one answer to inconsistent sales, whether you're an author, whether you're a speaker, whether you're a coach, whether you're a consultant, whether you're a service provider, and you're like, man, I'm not getting consistent sales. The number one answer to that is building an audience. And so, first, we talked about an email list. And I hope that you really, really, really understand and got the importance of that email list. The second thing is establishing your authority. Now, I like to call this your signature content. This is a place where your audience knows to come glean from you, and you position yourself as an authority in their life. Now, guess what I'm doing right now? I'm practicing what I preach. This is a place I have two sides of my brand. Okay. Two sides of my brand to women. One, which is helping them build a business and thriving brand. And the other one is building their faith. Well, guess what? In both places, I have a way to establish my voice as an authority. So every Tuesday, the Say Black Girl podcast comes out, and that's its own thing with its own community and a whole space where I'm building faith and encouraging them to grow in their walk with the Lord. There's a podcast, there's a Facebook group, there's a whole engine growing the audience of women who are like, yeah, I want to grow my faith. Well, then there's another side. And the other side is for women in business who are like, yeah, God did call me to create a business, but I don't know how to launch it or grow it. And guess what? This is what this weekly brand chat is for us to have conversation, to build an authority, to answer your questions, and to be a go-to resource. So when you have questions, my name comes up in your mind. This is what you want to be doing with your audience. Well, Tiffany, I post on social media. Does that count? No. I know. No, that does not count. I post on social media too, reels and um, carousels and different posts. But I'm talking about one staple type of content. It could be a podcast. It could be a live stream show. It could be a mix, right? It may even be short form video if you really dial in there and really consistently put that out. But I want you to think of at least one form of content that you can put out where you can consistently establish your voice. I told one client this on a call recently. I said, I want you to show up as Google for your audience. There's people that when I'm thinking about like recipes, I love to cook, but I'm kind of tired of cooking the same stuff. So there's people who have positioned themselves as authorities in my life that when I need recipes or food ideas, I'll go to their content and take a look. Why? Because they've positioned themselves as an authority on food, right? What do you need to establish yourself as the authority on? What do you need to become the go-to that when somebody has a question, they go, oh, let me go check this page. Let me go check out her content because I know that she has an answer. And how can you consistently do that so that you stay top of mind? Now, if you've been here before, you know I'm a marketer and you know I got some data, okay? On average, they say that about 3% of your audience is actually in a position and ready to buy today. 3%. Well, that's really small, but here's what we know. Tomorrow, somebody else will be in the 3%. And so keeping your information out there, keeping your content and data relevant means that every day somebody's in that 3% who's ready to buy and is like, man, I got my credit card out because I need to solve this problem. And your content needs to be top of mind. You can't afford to take a bunch of days off and just be, oh, well, I'll show up every now and again. Well, then you're going to have every now and again sales. And if that's your desire, this whole broadcast is not for you. This is for the person who's like, no, 2023 is my year. I am serious about building this business. So, two quick things. I'm gonna wrap up, and then I want to share an announcement. Oh, I forgot to download this graphic. Okay, I'll just put it in the banner. So, let me recap. Okay, we talked about the number one answer to your inconsistent sales. And as simple as it seems, it's just build an audience. You need an audience of people who are not your family, not your friends, not your church members, not the people who live down the street from you, not your coworkers, but an audience of people who care about your messaging, the products that you offer, and the solution that you are in the world. And how do I want you to do that? Through two very strategic ways. Number one, I want you to build an email list. I want you to, this year, I want you to be obsessed with building an email list because you understand that more emails means more money. Put, somebody put that in the chat. More emails equals more money. Okay. And secondly, I want you to establish yourself as an authority. Where can you show up consistently every week? Where can you show up multiple times a week in front of your audience, giving them the type of questions and answer and value that they need for them to see you as an authority in the area that you want to be an authority on? Okay. Now, really quickly, last but not least, I want to share this announcement with you guys, and you're gonna see me practicing what I preach. Thank you. Come on, listen. I love the delay because it's always a delay. More emails equals more money. Yeah, thank you. So I want to share something with you guys that I've been working on, and oh yes, I love it. You guys are coming in. I love it. Hey guys. So I want to share something with you that I have been working on, and I am like super duper excited about. Women's History Month is coming. And I said, you know what? I want to do something special for Women's History Month. And I want to empower women business owners to break the glass ceiling of income that we constantly hit. I shared the data with you in the beginning that we tend to earn maybe only 50% of the revenue that our counterparts makes when it comes to private business. And I want to be a part of changing that. In my 16, 17 years of consulting and coaching, one of the things I do best is helping women in business break through their income ceilings, right? And so I am rolling out, and I'm super excited to introduce to you guys the Income Incubator. I should have said, drum roll, please. Right? But I'm super excited to introduce. Let me see if I can get the graphic up on LinkedIn and all these places for you guys. I don't think so. Okay. You're gonna see me post it because you're gonna see me practice what I preach. And it's gonna be all over your timeline all every day. Okay. So, but I'm super excited to introduce guys the Income Incubator. This is a 90-day intensive that I am putting together because I'm tired of seeing women in business not have the level of consistent sales that they desire. You're posting on social media and the graphics look good, but the bank account says we need something, right? And so we're going to spend 90 days together breaking through the glass ceiling, showing you how to not only achieve the income you desire in your business one time, but how to make it a consistent, predictable monthly income that's increasing. That's not based on word of mouth, which you can't control and can't do anything about, but building out your actual client attraction route, which I call your car, right? Because a lot of people come to me and they have pieces. I've got social media, I've got Facebook, I've got all these pieces. I'm ready to drive. And I'm like, no, you're not, because you need to assemble that into a car. You need a client attraction route that allows you to consistently automate and bring in new people every single day who need what you have and want to buy it, right? So if you are or if you know a woman in business who is like, seriously, I've been investing money into this business and I mean it's giving me something back but not consistently, then this program is for you. The Income Incubator, 90 days to break the glass ceiling of your income, right? And I say this confidently because when you go to the page, you're going to see the testimonials of the people who I've been able to help. One person literally made $15,000 in the next 30 days, one small tweak. And that's the thing that excites me, is that for so many of you, it's not even a major overhaul. It's like one or two things that if you did this thing differently, it would break open the floodgates of income in your business. Now, why does this matter? If you're new here, if you're new to my brand chats, I'm going to talk about money. I am. And the reason I'm going to do that is because, especially as a single mother in business, I understand the power of more income in your business. We're going to sell with integrity. And I know that you want to change lives and transform lives, but how powerful would it be for some of you to just simply make another $1,000 a month? I know that for some of you, it would give your life so much more ease. If some of you could do what my clients have done and make an additional 5,000 or 10,000, I know it could change your life. The things I've heard them say, oh my God, I was able to pay off that debt. Wow, I was able to finally take my children to Disney. These are real things that my clients have said. And so it's about so much more than just making more money in the business. It's about changing your life. You know, Deuteronomy talks about, God said, I've given you the power to get wealth. He gave us that power for a reason. And I see the correlation and the connection between that and John 10:10, where it says, I came that you would have life and life abundantly to the full and in every area, which includes our financial lives. And for many of you, your business is one of the tools that you need to help build generational wealth and to change your financial life. And so it is my passion to help you take your passion, your purpose, the thing you're called to do, and take those little bit of trickle of little sales and really blow that up and explode that into a consistent funnel of daily, weekly, monthly sales that meets and exceeds your income, your income goals. All right. So if you guys want to know more, the doors open. The program starts on March 1st. So literally, like, Happy Women's History Month. We blowing up the bank, right? If you are interested, if you're like, I want to just know a little bit more, here's the process. You do have to apply for the program because I know the power of what I can do. Can I be honest with you? I'm not new to this, but many of you know that. You've been, unless you're brand new here, you know that. I'm not new to this. I've been doing this a while. And one thing I can do, baby, is pull some money out of your business. And I want to make sure that I'm working with people who are serious and who are not playing any games, right? Who are ready to roll their sleeves up and do the work because I'm going to pour into you everything I know. And I want you to be serious and to be ready. So, the very first step is an application. It's a simple application for you to fill out. And if we take a look at the application and say, this person is a great fit, yeah, let's bring them in. Then the very next thing that you'll do is get a link to book a call with me. So, you and I will have a conversation. We'll talk a little bit more about your brand. I'll get to learn what you're building, what you're rebuilding, and then we'll talk about how the program could be a good fit for you and get you started. So I don't want you to think that you'll go to the website and it's automatically pull out your credit card. No, we need to have some connection. We need to have some conversation. So the very first step is going to be building. Look at me, messages popping up on my phone. The very first step is going to be you applying for the program, and then second to that, you and I personally having a conversation because every single person that I work with, and I want to be honest with you guys, I'm only opening up about 10 spaces in this program. Thank you, Holy Spirit. I should have said that. I am only opening up about 10, 15 at the most, but 10 is my number. Like, I'm only opening up about 10 spaces to be hands on. This is going to be a hands on intensive where I am really pouring into you because I want each and every single person to walk away at a minimum. You've doubled or tripled your investment. Like, that's off top. Right. So I'm not taking in a whole bunch of people. I'm only opening up space for about 10 people. That's funny. You guys are messaging me already. Let me stay focused. So if you know that, look, bottom line, my business back, don't look at my social media, look at my business bank account. It doesn't look like I want it to look. Then let's have a conversation. Let's talk about how we can take the influence that you have and the pieces that you have and really put them together in such a way. Everybody who joins this program is going to get custom strategy. Like, if this was my business or the multi-million dollar 7 and 8 businesses that I work with, I'm going to tell you what we do for them, right? And pour that level of coaching and strategy into you. And so I'm really excited about this, guys. It's so crazy that I was able to position this around Women's History Month because I want to make history with women in business. I want some of you who have never had a 5-figure month to be like, oh my God, I had a 5-figure month. I want some of you to be on track to your first 6-figure year. Like, I want us to make history in that way. And that's why I'm super duper excited. Super duper excited. Like, you can hear the passion because I really love serving. And in this season, God has called me back to serving women, and I'm just super duper excited. So I said excited 5 times. It's time to go. So that's it, guys. I hope that this has been a value for you. If you missed the actual teaching, go back and watch the replay. If the income incubator is something that you're interested in, or you know someone, tag them. Right? Invest in someone, help push their business. Go to TiffanyBethia.com. You're going to see 2 ways there that you can click on the link to apply. Apply. Let's have a conversation. And then if you get accepted, you'll get an email to schedule a call with me, and we will talk about what serving you can look like. All right, guys, I want you to have a phenomenal rest of your day. And I want you to be thinking today, how can I begin building my audience? Okay, I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.